Welcome back to the channel, football fans. Today we are diving deep into one of the most iconic moments in football history. A moment so legendary it still spins the head of one of the game's greatest goalkeepers. I'm talking about Okocha's mind-blowing goal against Oliver Kahn in 1993. A strike so dazzling that Kahn himself says, "I'm still dizzy." That's right. Over 30 years later, this goal remains a topic of conversation. The testimony to Okocha's genius and a story that keeps evolving with every retelling. So grab your popcorn, hit that like button, and let's unpack this epic tale of how Okocha played while this goal still haunts Kahn to this day, and what makes the Nigerian maestro one of the most revered players ever. Stick around because we've got updates inside and a whole lot of football magic coming your way. If you're new here, you might be wondering, what's the big deal? Well, imagine this. August 31st, 1993. You struck Frankfurt versus Okocha SC in the Bundesliga. A young Nigerian talent named Okocha steps onto the pitch as a substitute. The game is already intense, but what happened next is pure fireworks. Okocha picks up the ball, dances through defenses like they are statues, and leave Oliver Kahn, a future legend in his own right, sprawling on the turf, helpless. The ball hits the net and a football history is made. That goal wasn't just a moment, it was a statement, and here we are in 2025 with the story still buzzing. Recently, Okocha has been reflecting on this moment again. In 2024, he spoke about meeting Kahn years later, emphasizing there is no bad blood, just mutual respect. Meanwhile, Kahn's kept the memory alive too, tweeting about it as far back as 2016 and still referencing it in interviews. So why does this goal matter so much? Let's break it down. Okocha's career is flair and why Kahn can't let it go. Let's set the scene. It's 1993 and Okocha is still a rising star at Eintracht Frankfurt. He is only 20, barely a year into his Bundesliga journey, and is already turning heads with his silky skills. On this late August evening, Frankfurt locked in a 2-1 lead against Okocha SC. The clock is ticking and Okocha comes off the bench ready to make an impact. He had already provided an assist earlier, but what happened next? Absolute madness. The ball finds Okocha on a counter-attack. He's got space, he's got pace, and he's got Oliver Kahn, the Kahn rush player. He's staring him down. Now, Kahn is no slouch. Even back then, he was a towering presence, a guy who later became the Bayern Munic's rock and a World Cup heroes. Most players would take the shot right there, one-on-one, simple finish. But Okocha, is not most player. He fakes a shot with his left foot, shifts to his right, and sends Kahn diving the wrong way. The crowd is buzzing thinking, okay, shoot now. But Okocha was just getting started. He darts left, toys with another defender, cuts back to his right and left again. By now, Kahn has scrambled back into position, and Sylvan Balic, yes, the future Croatia manager, is charging in to help. The box is a mess, defenders everywhere, but Okocha is still in his world. He paused just for a split second, then fired a low left-footed rocket between two defenders, past Kahn and into the net. 3-1, game over. 11 seconds of pure chaos and the stadium erupts. Okocha rips off his shirt, soaking in the roar. Meanwhile, Kahn hits the grass, defeated, dizzy and done. This wasn't just a goal, it was a masterpiece. Jurgen Klopp years later called it the greatest in the Bundesliga's history. Sportjack viewers voted it the 1993 goal of the year, and Kahn in 2016 tweeted, "Exactly 23 years ago, JJ Okocha scored that sensational goal and I am still dizzy." Fast forward to 2025 and he's still talking about it in interviews, calling it a defining moment of his earlier career, because Okocha didn't just score, he humiliated a giant and he did it with style. So, what made JJ Okocha so special? Let's talk about how he played, because that goal was against Kahn wasn't a fluke. It was Okocha in a nutshell. Born in Enugu, Nigeria in 1973, Okocha grew up with a ball at his feet, owning a style that blended creativity, audacity, and pure joy. By the time he hit Europe, he was a walking highlight reel, dribbling wizardry, pinpoint passes, and a knack for doing the unexpected. At Frankfurt in 1992 to 1996, he was an attacking midfielder who didn't just play the game, he performed it. Think Ronaldinho before Ronaldinho. Okocha had the ability to turn defenders inside out, often with a grin on his face, like he was having more fun than anyone else on the pitch. Against Kahn, you saw it all. The feints, the quick feet, the confidence to hold the ball longer than anyone dared. He didn't just beat players, he embarrassed them. And he did it with flair that made his fans leap out of their seats. Later at clubs like Paris Saint-Germain, he tutored a young Ronaldinho or Bolton wanderer in the Premier League. That style never faded. At Bolton, from 2002 to 2006, he captained the side, scored screamers, and earned the nickname "So Good They Named Him Twice." His rainbow flick over a defender 1 minute and call a free kick into the next top corner the next. His stats: 25 goals in 116 games at Frankfurt, 14 in 73 caps for Nigeria. Don't tell the full story. Okocha was about moments, not numbers. He won Olympic gold in 1996, dazzled at World Cups, and left a legacy of jaw-dropping skill. What set him apart? Control, vision, courage. He would take risks others wouldn't, like dribbling in his own box or taking on 5 players when a pass was easier. And he rarely lost the ball doing it. And this is why fans in Frankfurt still sing his name, why Bolton adores him, and why Nigeria calls him a legend. Okocha played like football was an art, and that was what made him unforgettable. Now let's flip the script. Why does Oliver Kahn, one of the toughest, most intimidating goal player ever, hold Okocha in such high esteem? Kahn is not the type to dish out praise lightly. Nicknamed the Titan, he was a Bayern München's legend, a 3-time world best goalkeeper, and the guy who dominated the 2002 World Cup despite Germany's final loss. So when he says Okocha goals still make him dizzy, it's not just a throwaway line, it's a massive compliment. Back in 93, Kahn was 24, still at Karosh. Not yet the global icon he had become, but he was already a force. Aggressive, commanding, fearless. Then Okocha happened. That goal wasn't just a defeat, it was a lesson. Kahn later admitted it exposed him, made him rethink his approach. In a 2023 interview, he said, "JJ Okocha didn't just score, he took me apart piece by piece. You don't forget that. For a man who thrived on control, being left helpless by Okocha's brilliance stuck with him. But it's more than that. Kahn respects Okocha because he sees him as a pair, a player who, like him, reached the top through talent and personality. Okocha wasn't just skillful, he was fearless, unpredictable, a nightmare for any keeper. Kahn has said in multiple chats, including a 2024 podcast, that Okocha's goal was pure football genius. He called him one of the best he ever faced, not just for that moment, but for what Okocha brought to the game. That high praise from a guy who faced Ronaldo, Zendaya, and Figo. Their paths crossed again years later, and Okocha's 2024 moment confirmed the mutual admiration. We're not enemies, we were just doing our job. Kahn echoes that sentiment, saying in 2025, JJ is a gentleman and a master on the pitch. Respect. It's a bromance built on that dazzling moment, a shared history that elevates them both. So what's the latest on this story as of April 2025? Well, the Okocha-Kahn saga keeps growing. Last year, Okocha revisited Frankfurt for a Bundesliga's event and fans lost their minds chanting his name. He had told Sky Sports that goal changed his life. It made him famous. Meanwhile, Kahn, now a Podect and Benner's ex, up again in a March 2025 interview laughing, "I still see the fans in my sleep." The clip went viral, racking up millions of views online, proving that the tale has still got legs. Okocha has been busy too. He's an ambassador for brands, he runs businesses and mentors young talent. Like at that 2023 Lagos speech opening with Bundesliga, he hinted at some projects in 2025, maybe coaching or scouting. Kahn, on the other hand, keeps stoking the fire, teasing a friendly match one day. Imagine that, a 51-year-old Okocha versus a 55-year-old Kahn. I would pay to see it. The legacy, the goal is immortal. It's on YouTube highlight reels, taught in football academies, and celebrated by stars like Klopp, who still rave about it. Okocha has never won African Player of the Year, but his impact, 7 Nigeria Footballer of the Year award, Olympic gold, and the Bundesliga stunner, puts him amongst the greats. Kahn knows this too. That's why he calls him one of the best. Not just for the dizziness, but for the magic Okocha brought to every pitch he graced. And there you have it, folks. Minutes of Okocha's brilliance, Kahn's dizziness, and a football story that refused to fade. From that 1993 wonder goal to their mutual respect today, it's a reminder of what makes the sport special. Moments of genius that echoes forever. Okocha played with joy, fearlessness, and flair, and Kahn honors that by keeping his name alive. So what do you think? Where does Okocha rank among the all-time greats? Drop your thoughts below, smash that subscribe button, and let's keep the football vibes rolling. Until next time, stay legendary. Thank you and bye.